Okay, and this is the second game after that loss. Let's hope to bounce back. Not too happy with the way we played. Is there no rating? Okay. Yeah. We take the loss. We take the loss. We move forward. Yeah. So against this, we can play. We just pin straight away. If they play knight c6, just go for the pin. And yeah, against this, we can just play. I could play f4. But let's just play knight f3. So I usually play f4, but ever since I revisited the course, I decided, maybe I'll play knight f3. Yeah, I can play d3 here. Maybe as f6. Okay, does not go f6. I will castle. Yeah, I'm gonna bring in my other knight now. Then maybe I'll consider knight e5. Maybe c4. Nah, c4 is pretty bad. I think I'll just play knight e5, put my knight in the center. Support it with f4. Okay, my opponent castles. Pretty glad to see. Now maybe I can play rook f3, rook g3. Yeah, rook f3, rook g3 is decent try, I think. It does hang here. Takes. Don't know if I should go for that. It's interesting though. I could sacrifice the rook. But I lose the pawn here. So maybe I start rook c1. But maybe there's c4. Okay, maybe c4. Maybe rook c1. Rook c1, I like defending c pawn. Defending the c pawn. The rook f3, but I think d4, and I'm not well equipped to deal with that. I could maybe go here. Rook g3. Takes maybe. Maybe I have rook takes. If takes, we have nothing. Interesting. Here, takes. Maybe just like here. Here. Knight takes maybe. Rook f3, d4, rook g3, takes, knight takes c6, pawn takes, and I don't see the follow-up. Okay, rook f3, d4, rook g3, pawn takes, maybe knight g4, knight h5. Maybe that's a trick. Rook f3, d4, rook g3, takes knight g4, takes, check, and then queen here. I think I'm gonna go for this. Rook f3, rook g3, and knight g4. Yeah, so I saw d4, rook g3, d takes e, knight g4. If he takes, I have take with check here, and then queen h5, and I don't know, it looks pretty good for me. Yeah, and if d4, rook g3 takes knight g4, if he goes knight h5, I have yeah, I just have knight h6 check, goes here, and I just take the knight, so I'm pretty happy as well. Yeah, so rook f3, a very tactical solution. Not sure if it's the best move. There might be a refutation, but I do just want to go rook g3. And you know, deliver some flourish checkmate. My opponent. It's the beauty of being able to play f4 is to bring the rook in, right? So hopefully there's oh. Okay, he goes for this. I could take with the pawn, which I might. Take with the pawn. Take with the pawn, and then I go rook g3. Yeah. I block my bishop momentarily, but I can always bring it back. The important thing is I think I'm hitting the knight. Then I can play rook g3. So maybe knight e8. Protecting g7. Disconnecting the rooks, which is also good for me, I think. So I'm taking the pawn. I feel like if I took with the bishop, he gets time with like knight f7. And while I do maintain the diagonal, once I retreat my bishop, he can play like e5, he can play f6. It's all a bit annoying. I'd rather put a pawn on e5. We'll have to check with the engine whether pawn takes or bishop takes is better. Yeah, and luckily my rook on f3 is like protecting e3. e3 is my only hanging pawn here, undefended pawn. So knight g4 doesn't scare me. I can go just rook g3. I don't think there's any forward knight moves that look very like at all good. So he probably has to retreat his knight. we play rook g3, we play queen g4, we just try to mate him. Ooga booga style. Our opponent taking a while to think. Always good for us. So we can think on his time. He can play knight d7. He can also play maybe knight h5 works, yeah? Taking away the g3 square. Does play that. So my idea is to go rook g3. I like this, putting it on the dark square, aiming at the king here. Then maybe I have some queen h5, queen g4. If we have 6, queen g4 is very strong, hitting here and here. Then maybe we get a knight to f3 and g5 and try to mate him on h7. That's also an idea. And if we can get him to play something like g6, I think overall we're pretty happy. Very weak on the dark squares. We can try to invade him on the dark squares with like knight f3, h3, knight h2, g4 and f6 or h6. But I don't know if we'll get to play. I don't know if you'll get to play h3. But that's the idea. We can open up this square. We can maybe get our knight to reroute to the weakened dark squares. Okay, he plays f4. Now what's wrong with this move? I do want to just bring my queen in. These squares are still pretty well protected. Maybe he has some f4 though. Do like just queen h5. I don't see any other move, so then if I can bring my other rook in. So I think he has to play f4 now. Then maybe I have like some rook h3. Yeah, maybe I have some queen h6 as well if he's not careful. Queen h6 threatening mate as well as the pawn on e6, but the queen can protect both with just queen e7. So I do want to get rook f1 if possible. If I can get rook f1 without him playing f4, I'll be very good. So I think he has to play f4 now. Rook h3 doesn't seem to be able to carry on much. But it does get into play h6. And maybe rook e3, yeah? Or maybe takes and rook e3. Okay, he plays that, but now I think we can get rook f1. And we've stopped him from playing f4. Our queen can always retreat, which is a good thing. He should have played f4 when he had a chance, I think. Now I just need to be very aware of tactics. Some rook f4 maybe. Rook f4, knight f3. F4, knight f3, and then knight g5 is an idea. h6, queen takes h6. G takes h6. We have I don't know, but our position looks really good here. I know our bishop on b2 is looking pretty sad right now. It doesn't seem like it's doing much, but it's doing. It's not like active, but it's also not a dead piece. It is a crucial job defending our e5 pawn, and our e5 pawn is doing a lot of work to make sure black's pieces can't coordinate. Like, it's taking away the f6 square, very important square. The knight can't come back, and it's not so clear how my opponent's supposed to like activate his pieces. Like his bishop on c6. You know, maybe he can play d4. That gives us a square on c4, which I can jump in with my knight to d6 maybe. That looks pretty good. So maybe takes and then knight c4. Does look like a very valid option if he goes for that. But if he goes d4 and I take on d4, he takes with the c pawn and he opens up the c file. It's a bit of counterplay I don't allow, but maybe that's justified. Maybe, yeah, but I don't think I don't allow the rook into the c file, into my second rank. That would be quite bad. That's not actually a threat. It's tempting me to sack. Maybe prepare the sack rook f4, then I can take. And then if he goes queen g7, at least I can go queen takes e6. And then rook h4. So maybe we start with this. Ah, I see his idea. He wants to target the e5 square. But can he do that? Can I just go here? If he takes. He can't take because I checkmate. So I think I just go here. Queen g7? I thought I could just go rook h4, no? Yeah, I don't think he wants to take because he just activates my dark square bishop. I can't go queen h4, I just realized, because it just unpins. So dunno. But there are definitely some queen h4 on the prowl. I mean rook h4. So all my pieces on dark squares here, looking very nice. Right, he plays that. Something about that move feels kinda off. Perhaps he wants to double? Maybe c4 now? And then if he takes... I can't take, first of all. Maybe c4, yeah? I want him to take so I can take the knight. And also I get rid of the c pawn as a weakness. So I think c4 is okay. It's probably not the best. It's probably not the most accurate move. But I do like it. He'll probably just have to leave the tension, because if he takes or if he pushes, I'm just winning. So he'll just leave it. He can just leave it there, I think. And then I'll probably bring my knight in. Try to bring my knight in, at least. Can go queen h6 and knight f3. Yeah, but now I can play queen h6. Maybe sg5. Rook takes f5, pawn takes f5, e6, knight f6, rook takes g5, rook takes g5, queen takes g5, king f7, and I'm losing. Might have to drop back here. Perhaps a move like this might be more accurate. Rook f2. It's beginning to untangle a little bit. But he still can't move his queen easily. Then maybe I have knight f3. still looks quite easy for me to play. I don't see a way for him to completely lock me out. Because h4, I think I can go h3. There's no way for him to trap my queen just yet. He's on king g7. Then maybe I play rook knight f3. Or maybe h3 and knight f3. Yeah, but I think I gotta play h3 here. Sooner or later. Maybe it plays like rook f8 or king g7 probably. Yeah, then I'll play h3. h3. Rook f8, maybe I play d4, yeah? Nah, I think I just play knight f3 directly, I think. Yeah. Maybe h3. Some h3. That feels a bit wrong. Gonna play d4 here. Create the pawn center. Then if I can take this, be quite happy. Yeah, and I can take like this. Okay, let's take this chance to think. Okay, maybe knight b1 to go bishop a3, but that's a bit too. Okay, that's a bit too weird, right? Any other way to get bishop a3? I want to get my bishop back in the game. Knight f3, bishop c1, knight f3, rook g7, bishop c1, g4, here, we play. Then maybe we can get our bishop back in the game with something like bishop c1. Seeing rook g7, bishop c1, g4. I don't need to take. I could take, it's probably not bad, but I think I have knight h4. Yeah, I want to go here, get in on these d squares. Yeah, and the rook looks like it's almost out of squares. Takes, 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 and I'm very happy. Let's play something like this. Ooh. Could go here. Very close to breaking through. Takes, 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 takes. How can I proceed? It's very hard to find a way to make progress. I think I'm winning here. c5. C takes, and then maybe rook C. Maybe rook c2 is my idea. Take and maybe a frank him. Maybe he can do a bit of damage on the queen side now. He still can never play c4 because I go knight h4. Take. Maybe b takes c was better. Takes, takes. I don't know. Okay, very interesting. What's his idea? I'm gonna go bishop b4, rook c8, can go here. this. Okay. This looks like it wins. I think my opponent just blundered. Because like now this pin is very strong. I can just recapture this way. I can just stick with the pawn actually. Simplest. Because if I take with this, maybe there's some, you know. Of course, I think I'm still perfectly okay. Takes here, takes. Here I just take, so here, here, here. And I go here and he still can't defend, so I just take. No rook h4. And we won. Very nice. So we can just take this, pretty sure. This pawn is hanging. So let's do it like this. Yeah, and I think our opponent's busted here. Pretty good game by us. Pretty happy with that. Now we're taking this. Here we fork. Yeah, we just take. Knight e5. Queen has the move. Maybe here we trade and then we just go f7. So check. And just take. I guess we could just take. Covering the check. Oh, it plays a move in time somehow. Yeah, but back. Now opponent resigns. Nice game. Alright, that was a pretty good game. It makes me feel a lot better after the previous game I just played. And we're gonna take a look at the review soon. Alright, see you guys in the next video.